Welcome back, everybody. My name's A Prater54, aka Adam, coaching with Chesley Park Slowpokes, and today I bring you a new draft analysis for SWSH. This season, we decided to bring back Sword and Shield. I was in the Sword Division. There is a Shield Division as well. We separated the veteran players who are all in Sword from the haven't played the generation before draft wise into Shield, just to be on the safe side, just so if we mixed, people weren't just getting absolutely like one win seasons because of skill gap. So there are 12 coaches in this division. I was 10th out of 12. So I got an unfortunate draft spot. But there's no item clause. We are using friendly comps for this. So we can have a 10-minute chess timer that we have to set up in advance. It's more strict in the SV timer, but you have to set up in advance. You both have to join before it starts. And this is the most important thing. After you lock in your teams, after it starts, the host has to search first or the comp fails. If the joiner searches, it will not work no matter what you do. Even if you come back later, nothing. First initial connection matters. Then if that doesn't work, we have the option of doing the 20-minute timer, which nobody really wants to use or reschedule. But we have, I believe it was 115 points for 10 to 11 Pokemon. And we are going to hop on into this. So, I wanted Victini, I wanted Zorua, Zeraora. Oh my god. You know what I meant. Electric fox thingy. But neither of those went. And we banned Dragapult. And we banned Sheer Force on Lando. That is about it. Cinderace has Libero legal. Guerrilla Tactics is legal on Galadarm. And Speed Boost is legal on Blaziken. So we are going to have an interesting time on our hands. So it got to me, I lost a lot of the things I wanted, like instantly, but it was a want, not a need. I had an initial plan, but I also wanted to change it up and pivot. So I ended up getting round 1 Celesteela for 16 points. Having this automized behemoth with weakness policy and deterring my opponent from going for the fire or electric move is kind of good. I'm neutral to steel, to rock, neutral to ice, and I'm neutral to, I believe, or do I resist water? No, I'm a ×4 resist to grass. And I believe I'm neutral to water. I can't remember if steel resists water. One way to find out if I have to face Dracovish this season. Yeah, we allow Dracovish. Yeah, we learn from our mistakes. If anything needs to get banned, it'll be banned next season. But for 16 points, this thing is well worth it. Automized Flame Charge. We can be both physical and special. Access to Beast Boost. Can be booster Spadef, can be booster special attack, can be booster attack depending on how I EV it, and that is incredibly good. Access to acrobatics after having the weakness policy proc, and now it kills something. Now I have an additional attack boost, so it goes off the highest original stat. Say I am physical, or if I'm mixed and I invest more in special attack, but I also have acrobatics and I have air slot at the same time, and I get booster special attack, That's still +2 attack, acrobatics, uh, and Iron Head or Heavy Slam to one-hit KO most fairy types that could run AV to go against me. That is incredibly good. So I'm just going, it can run mixed, I can run physical, I can run special. This thing is incredibly bulky, decently fast, and we're going to see how this goes. I'm going to open up my thing. I can't remember the base speed off the top of my head. Matchup center, team 2. Celestia is base 61 speed. After an automize it gets close to outspeeding Zeraora, which is definitely interesting. But I have to run a lot of bulk to take hits if I want to run policy, or I can just automize late game, kill something, and beast boost off at the end. But all in all, that is Celestia. We are going to hop on into Mon number 2. We ended up pivoting from what we wanted to do, and we got Tapu Lele. Psychic Train's fun. Granted, it doesn't get Expanding Force, which kind of makes me sad. It's still worth the 14 points. Getting Aromatherapy is massive. Getting Focus Blast, Charge Beam, Psyshock, Stored Power, getting access to Energy Ball, and I believe Flash Cannon too, for base 95 speed, and it gets 130 special attack, is nothing to scuff at, and it's 1 for 15 SPDF, and decent 70 HP. Being Fairy and Psychic is incredibly good. This is Gardevoir on steroids, and I'll take it. All in all, does what it needs to. I believe it gets access to Baton Pass as well. Nope, no it doesn't. It does not get any form of momentum, but that is fine. It's here for Heal Bell. I will take it. I will definitely take it. What other goodies do you get? Do you get Trick Room? Do you get Trick Room, Lele? Nope, you do not get Trick Room. I thought you would get Trick Room like an average Psychic type. But all in all, that's not bad. It's here to punch through things, force AVs, and be a cleric for the team if I need it, and provide Psychic Terrain to cut off priority. Granted, this does not do anything to help Celestia because it is off the ground. It's fine. It still cuts off priority to the team. Next, for 17 points, I drafted base Kieran for the first time. I've done Kieran Black, I've done Kieran White. Let's see what regular Kieran can do in a meta where a lot of ground types absolutely hate Ice Spam. Water types this gen that want to resist Dracovish, die, and buckle ass backwards to Freeze Dry. There's a lot of things this gen that are ×4 weak to ice. A lot of them are water types with Freeze Dry. This gets access to Earth Power and Focus Blast for Steel types and Rock types. Focus Blast is incredibly good for Tyranitar that runs rampant in this format. T-Tar after one Dragon Dance outspeeds a lot of the meta, so that is a lot to deal with. Being able to line Focus Blast, incredibly good. Being able to run Dragon Dance and Icicle Spear, and I believe it gets Scale Shot still. I'd have to check that with the Isle of Armor. But there is no loaded dice. So it is slightly nerfed compared to SV, but it gained Roost back, which is 16 PP and Toxic. You can run Roost, Subtoxic. I sound like Palms. Oh my. I sound like Palms. That is one of the sets he likes. But for 17 points, you better well be worth it. Next, we hop into Halucha to take in Unburden from Psychic Seed. I have +1 SPDF. Set up a bulk up or SD Now I punch things. This gets access to 16 PP on Roost now. This gets access to Toxic again. I'll take it. Access to Mold Breaker is incredibly good for 12 points. I can run Power Up Dig into the Rotoms, catch Rotom Heat off guard. There's no ability shield. Bye-bye. Being able to Thunder Punch through a Voltazorb Mon like Lantern is amazing. Being able to punch through Thundy, it's very good. Because, again, no ability shield. So Mold Breaker can just punch over the top. But this thing's here for SD Acrobatics, gets Throat Chop for the slow kings that are running around. And there's not a lot of incredibly bulky ghost types, so this thing can punch through them with Throat Chop. Does not have to worry about Goldango. Does not have to worry about a whole lot of random nonsense. There's no Terra Sinistra to deal with this thing. So, granted, priority will still work on me, but hey, I have an Urshifu single strike wall now. I have an way of outright outspeeding Dracovish unless it is Scarf in Sand. I'll take it. I'll definitely take it. Sceptile is the only thing that outspeeds me on burden wise at max speed because I'm 118. Sceptile is 120. Oh no, good. Gives me default. I have removal. I'll take it. When you have good removal options, always good. Granted, I get rid of my own psychic terrain. That is fine. As long as I still have the unburdened and the psychic seed, I'll take it. But all in all, that's Hawlucha. Next, we are going to test a Scolipede. I sniped a few people. And I'm sorry, Dashing, but mine. I don't care. Mine. But what does Karma get me? Guess who my week 1 opponent is? Dashing. I'm gonna have fun. Can I get this thing to work? We'll see. This thing gets T-Spikes and Spikes, which is pretty good for a Mon with Speed Boost, but this also gets SD. I wish it got access to Leech Life, but what mouth is it biting with? Hopefully in ZA, the Mega has a mouth so that it can learn Leech Life. That would be nice. But you gotta settle for Mega Horn and X Scissor. Dumb. Doesn't even get Gunk Shot. Again, I think it's because it doesn't have a mouth to shoot things with. But it gets Poison Jab. With what arms? These little tingly things? I highly doubt it. This thing is base 112 speed, so I can run Adamant, run Bulk, run SD, Speed Boost with Earthquake, Breakthrough Steals, run Poison, and Bug Moves, Breakthrough, whatever I need to. That covers Fire and Rock types, that covers Flying types, that covers Fairies. Yeah, I'll take it. Earthquakes for Fire types. Let's play a little game. We'll see what you can do. I believe this also gets Steel Roller to shatter terrain, so I can catch a fairy off guard or a rock type immediately with Steel Roller, shatter my terrain, and just one-hit KO. That is incredibly good. I'll take it. I will definitely take it. This helps me break dark types. This helps me break fairies. Well worth the 12 points. Same value as Hawlucha. Very good. Next, we have Cell Valley. This is my other defogger. This also gets access to Parting Shot for momentum. And I believe U-turn as well. So, I'll take it. Okay. I can be any type. Normal is the only one that can hold other items and be like AV, Starve. band, specs, but everything else is, I believe it's disk drive locked, so I can be any type I want to. Defensive for the matchup. And this can be both physical and special. Granted, the special doesn't have a setup move besides workup, but physical has SD. And multi-attack is whatever type I am. So it's a base 120 physical move at just hammers. Okay. Be Terra Fairy for the dragon matchup. Bam. Bye. And it's decently fast too. I believe it's base 95, which is incredibly good. It outpaces mons like Hydreigon in the meta. And a few other... it's slower than Mimikyu though, but it outpaces a lot in this format. And it can do quite a bit. This has T-Wave, this has Toxic. Let me see... It doesn't have Will-O-Wisp, but it has Toxic and Thunder Wave, which I'll take. Almost everything on my team gets Toxic. This is the only thing I have that gets T-Wave, which is hilarious because, spoiler, I don't believe in electric types in Gen 8. I had one originally. I drafted Alolan Raichu last pick overall, but I will show later on what I dropped for. So, it's minor foreshadowing. But next, we are going to hop on into Incineroar. Incineroar was 10 points. Parting Shot, Darkest Lariat, access to Toxic again, access to Fake Out behind T-Spikes, Parting Shot out. Good. Okay. Psychic Terrain. And I have a Psychic Immunity. I am only weak to fighting, I believe it's fighting ground. I'm neutral, fighting ground and rock. Well, fighting has priority. Rock has priority in a Cell Rock with Lycanroc Dusk. But that is about it. If the Lycanrocs are in the game, I can't remember to save my life. I believe they are. But if not, okay. No harm, no foul. But this allows me to run a Flame Charge weakness policy set with Power Trip and not have to worry about priority picking me off in Psychic Terrain. Having access to Intimidate is also very good for a team that is defensive. I have good... my SPDF is slightly higher than my physical defense, but this allows me to actually nerf physical attackers. Granted, I do not want to bring this in on a Defiant Mon like Bisharp that has knockoff this gen, or Zapdos Galar, but it's fine. There's no mirror of this gen, so I cannot take the attack boost. Sadness. I have to figure out how to cheese people in different ways. But Tony the Tiger is here. I can't get you to work save my life in Gen 9. Let's see if I can still get you to work in Gen 8, where you are actually mattered outside of EGC. But for 10 points, Incineroar was well worth it. Good pivot, good momentum, good ability, and we'll see how it goes. Next, we have a two-part for 7 points. Mr. and Mrs. Pringle. We have Jellicent. We needed a Dracovish answer with Water Absorb. This also has Cursed Body. I can punish you making the prediction. You swap into Cursed Body, you can't use that move anymore. If you are choiced, you struggle. Dracovish, if it's locked in the Fisher's Rend, now is in Water Absorb, forcing them to swap out. What's good about Jellicent is not only does it get Will-O-Wisp, it gets Toxic, and it gets Strength Sap. I can actually use Strength Sap on the switch in, lower its attack down, and now I take less damage, and it has to swap at some point. Will-O-Wisp. Now something is burned coming in. if Dracovish gets burned, Dracovish gets burned. We're going to play that game. Granted, I am water ghost, so I am weak to dark, electric, grass, ghost. That's about it, I believe. Electric, grass, dark, ghost. Yeah, that should be it. And freeze dry. Okay. I got one of the best freeze dryer in the game. I'm not too worried about it. This allows me to check physical attackers and special attackers. I am 70 in my defenses with 100 HP, but I'm 105 in SPDF. My SPATAC is 85, which is nothing to scuff at. I'll take it. For 7 points, this is going to be a utility and do its job. And then for the final 2 mons, we decided to bring our addiction in SV right now as far as Terra, back to Sword and Shield, and Rhyperior. Rock Polish, Toxic back, gets access to a few nifty moves like Power Up Punch. What else? It gained Counter back, which is pretty cool. It gained quite a bit more that it lost as Steel Roller as well. Yeah. Oh no. Not bad, not bad. It's got Rock Polish still. And it's got Sword Stances gen. It can do quite a bit. It can do everything it needs to. Rock Polish into a resisted solid rock hit that's not ×4, like a Drain Punch or an Earthquake that does not kill me. Now I have Weakness Policy, +2 speed, hammers away. Rhyperior is well worth the 9 points. You've heard me talk about it enough. And the mon we dropped Alolan Raichu for is Poltergeist. This thing was a Terra last gen. Because if this got into Psychic Terrain, got a Shell Smash off plus Weak Armor, it becomes like a base 180 stored power in Psychic Terrain, which is another 30% on top. You're hitting around 210 base power, stored power into things. On top of a 134 special attack, nothing to scuff at. Shell Smash. The only difference is this gen, this struggles against dark types, but that's about it. It can hammer everything else, even steals with Shadow Ball. It has Giga Drain to deal with normals. It has Dark Pulse to deal with normals, and Stored Power to deal with normals that want to switch into Shadow Ball. But other than that, it just punches over the top of things. This gets access to Will-O-Wisp and Strength Step just like Jellicent, so it can be annoying. I can cripple you down attack wise. I can Strength Step into the weak armor, get a weakness policy that way too without having to smash, and lower my defenses down, allowing the white herb to restore my defense. So either way, win-win. Problem is, you have to run Focus Sash or White Herb with this mon, or Heavy Duty Boots, depending on the matchup, to just be able to freely smash and not die. All in all, it's a solid team. I look to have fun, have shenanigans, and I'm excited to cook again in Sword and Shield. I'll take it. But anyways, tell me what you think down below. Any changes I should make to the team. Like and subscribe if you haven't. And enjoy. Peace.